of Honorable Dr. Monda, the Deputy Governor of Kisii County. The Honorable Dr. Monda, the Deputy Governor, Kisii County, kindly take the stand. Honorable Dr. Monda, the Deputy Governor of Kisii County, the charges against you as received from the County Assembly of Kisii are as follows, and I quote, charge number 1, gross violation of the Constitution or any other law. The particulars of the charge are as follows. Whereas Article 179(4) vests Deputy Chief Executive power on the Deputy Governor, and whereas in consideration of the provisions of Article 10 and 73(1) A, 3, and 4 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, insofar as it connotes the manner in which a state officer is expected to exercise assigned authority, Article 75(1) of the Constitution, as read with sections 8, 9, 10, 11, 24, 32, and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act 2012, and sections 9 and 11(1), 2A, 1C of the Public Officer Ethics Act, obligates a state officer to behave in all senses in a manner that is devoid of comprising public or official interest in favor of personal interest. The Deputy Governor's actions of requesting for a bribe, receiving a bribe, is meant to compromise the integrity of the recruitment institution of GWASCO, and the same is driven by nepotism, favoritism, improper and ulterior motives, and for corrupt purposes, in complete disregard of the provisions of Article 73(2)(b) and Article 73(2)(c) of the Constitution. By virtue of the Deputy Governor requesting and receiving a bribe of 800,000 shillings, he is in breach of the provisions of Article 232, which obligates public officers to observe the values and principles of public service that include high standards of professional ethics, fair competition, and merit as the basis of appointments and promotions, and Article 73(2)(d) of the Constitution that requires all state officers to be accountable to the public for their decisions and actions. The Deputy Governor, Dr. Monda, violated Articles 10, 73, 75, and 232 of the Constitution, which bind state officers while discharging their duties in offices inter alia. The Kisii Water and Sanitation Company, GWASCO, advertised for various job vacancies in April 2023, and the said Deputy Governor alerted Dennis Mokaya's father that he could secure his son a job upon paying a bribe of 800,000 shillings only upon his shortlisting and being interviewed for the post. The Deputy Governor used his office to improperly confer a benefit to himself when he solicited a sum of 800,000 shillings from one Dennis Mokaya and his family in the pretext of securing for him a job for the said post of Commercial Manager of GWASCO, an entity of the Kisii County Government. The Deputy Governor received a sum of Kenya shillings 799,000 through the M-Pesa platform as follows. The first tranche on 28th May 2023 of Kenya shillings 249,000, sent in 3 tranches of Kenya shillings 150,000, 49,000, and 50,000 by Dennis Mokaya Mosati on 0725-487-300 to the Deputy Governor's Safaricom line being 0711-860-700. The second one was Kenya shillings 260,000 to the Deputy Governor's Safaricom line being 0711-860-700. And the last tranche in the sum of Kenya shillings 300,000 was delivered to his offices in Kisii Stadium in cash. In an attempt to influence the award of a contract of employment to Dennis Mokaya, the Deputy Governor sent via M-Pesa a sum of Kenya shillings 100,000 to the Managing Director, GWASCO, in order to influence her to employ the said Dennis Mokaya, which request was not acceded to by the Managing Director, Guasco, and the money returned via M-Pesa to the Deputy Governor. While realizing that the Deputy Chief Executive Authority vests in the Deputy Governor, was there need for the Deputy Governor to grease the palms of the Managing Director of Guasco to give Dennis Mokaya the said post? Mr. Dennis Mokaya complained to the County Assembly to intervene in its oversight capacity. Mr. Dennis Mokaya thereafter registered a complaint and recorded a statement with EACC and submitted, among other documents, the advertisement from Guasco on the vacant post to be filled, his letter of application for the job, the invitation letter from Guasco to attend the interview, and his M-Pesa statement for the month of May 2023, detailing the transfer of the Kenya shillings 249,000 to the Deputy Governor. Despite this huge payment made, Mr. Dennis Mokaya and his family never secured the job. On informing the Deputy Governor that he would be forced to make a formal complaint to the Anti-Corruption Commission on the matter, the latter threatened his life and his family. Consequently, it formed the former to go into hiding. Charge number 2, abuse of office. The particulars of this charge are as follows. The actions of the Deputy Governor, the Honorable Dr. Monda, of using his office to solicit for Kenya shillings 800,000, thereby conferring a financial benefit on himself, and subsequently sending Kenya shillings 100,000 to the Guasco Managing Director so as to influence the award of a contract of employment to a preferred interviewee. He has abused the office of the Deputy Governor and is in breach of Articles 73 and 75 of the Constitution of Kenya, Sections 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 24, 32, and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act by breach of public trust, failing to carry out the duties of his office in a professional, transparent, and accountable manner, using his office to unlawfully enrich himself, failing to conduct the duties of his office with impartiality and objectivity in accordance with Articles 10, 27, 73, 2B, and 232, and practicing favoritism and engaging in corrupt or unethical practices and engaging in actions that bully a person. The Deputy Governor is in violation of Section 11(1), 2A, 1C of the Public Officer Ethics Act that provides that a public officer shall not use his office to improperly enrich himself or others, and shall not accept favors from a person who has an interest that may be affected by the carrying out of the public officer's duties, and shall not, for the person's benefit of himself or another, use or allow the use of information that is acquired in connection with the public officer's duties, as well as Section 6(1)(a), C, 2 and 3 of the Bribery Act that provides that a person commits the offense of receiving a bribe if the person requests, agrees to receive, or receives financial or other advantage, intending that a relevant function or activity be performed improperly by that person receiving the bribe, and in anticipation of or as a consequence of a person requesting for or agreeing to receive or accepting a financial or other advantage, an activity is performed improperly by that person or another person. The Deputy Governor unilaterally used the office to intimidate and cow his family into hiding for fearing for their lives in contravention of Section 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act 2012. In furtherance of abuse of his office, the Deputy Governor has continuously diverted county enforcement officers from their course of duty to work in his farm, a portion of land allocated to him by his father. Since he came into office, there have been at least 5 officers working in the farm, a clear demonstration that the county chief, that the Deputy Executive in Chief is misusing the staff of the county. On the 20th December 2023, the Deputy Executive in Chief employed a contingent of about 20 county officers under the supervision of the sub-county administrator to arrest his brother, one Reuben Monda Orangi, for cutting down trees that his brother, Reuben Monda Orangi, had planted. In exercise of his executive power, the Deputy Executive in Chief ensured his handcuffed brother was bungled in the police vehicle and was incarcerated in Keumbu Police Station for 3 hours without an occurrence booking. At 18:30 hours, the OCS denied the sickly Ruben Monda Orangi, who suffers from high blood pressure and diabetes, and he was immediately transferred to Kisii Central Police Station. At Kisii Police Station, the helpless Ruben Monda Orangi was further denied without a booking on the OB and without the option of bail or bond pending presentation to court. At one point, the sickly Monda Orangi had to be rushed to Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital for urgent medical intervention. However, on reaching the hospital, Ruben Monda Orangi was never attended to by any doctor, as the OCS Kisii Central Police Station received instructions to immediately take him back to the police station. With his condition now deteriorating, Ruben Monda Orangi was sped back to the police station until 0020 hours, where he was issued with cash bail of Kenya shillings 30. The medical condition of the old man deteriorated to the extent that he was hospitalized at Coptic Hospital for about 3 weeks, and since then, he has been injected insulin, a condition that was not there before. Charge number 3, gross misconduct. The particulars of this charge are as follows. The Deputy Governor interfered with the appointment of the vacant position of the commercial manager of Guasco by attempting to bribe the managing director, Ms. Lucy Wahito Washira, with a sum of Kenya shillings 100,000. This was in May 2023. This act contravened Article 75 of the Constitution of Kenya. The Deputy Governor's engagement, connivance, and/or complicit behavior boils down to gross misconduct and gross abuse of office. Charge number 4, crimes under national law. The particulars of this charge are as follows. The actions of the Deputy Governor, the Honorable Dr. Monda, of using his office to solicit for Kenya shillings 800,000, thereby conferring a financial benefit to himself, and subsequently sending Kenya shillings 100,000 to the Guasco managing director so as to influence the award of a contract of employment to a preferred interviewee, he is in violation of Section 61A, C, 2 and 3 of the Bribery Act, that provides that a person commits the offense of receiving a bribe if the person requests, agrees to receive, or receives a financial or other advantage, intending that in consequence, a relevant function or activity should be performed improperly, whether by that person receiving the bribe or by another person. The Honorable Dr. Monda, how do you plead to charge number 1? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable Dr. Monda, how do you plead to charge number 2? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.